Top 6 nutrients to prevent leg cramps. In seniors, strengthen your legs. Imagine being peacefully asleep, dreaming of something relaxing, and suddenly the leg tightens like someone plugged the muscle into a faulty electrical socket. That jolt, that frozen feeling, that awkward dance of trying to stretch it out. Millions of seniors deal with that every single week, and most do not realize it often comes down to a handful of nutrients the body is quietly begging for. Today's video breaks down the nutrients that help strengthen the legs and calm those nighttime and daytime cramps, and every single one has a simple reason behind why the body reacts the way it does. So if leg cramps, stiff mornings, or that random Charlie horse moment shows up too often, stay with this because these nutrients have been game changers for thousands of older adults. And before diving in, make sure to stick around all the way through, because the last nutrient is the one most seniors think they are getting enough of, but almost never are. Magnesium. Magnesium often gets called the muscle whisperer, and once people understand its job, that nickname makes perfect sense because it helps muscles contract and relax in a smooth rhythm instead of gripping suddenly like a panic reflex. Many seniors unintentionally slide into low magnesium levels through coffee, stress, and meals that are quick rather than mineral-rich, and that subtle deficiency shows up as nightly cramps or legs that tighten after even light activity. At first glance, it might feel a little worrying, but the encouraging part is that magnesium-rich foods like spinach, pumpkin seeds, and even simple oatmeal can start refilling the tank without any dramatic lifestyle overhaul. Anyone who has ever felt that deep pulling sensation in the calf at 2 in the morning knows how desperate the body can feel for something that regulates muscle calmness, and magnesium quietly does that job all day long. What surprises most people is how quickly they notice a difference when this nutrient returns to normal levels, almost like the muscles finally sigh with relief. And if this sounds familiar, drop a comment, because many viewers actually help each other by sharing what worked for them. Potassium. Potassium works like the electrical manager of the muscles, balancing how nerve signals fire so the legs do not spasm out of nowhere. And it is one of the most commonly missed nutrients among older adults, even though bananas have made it famous. The tricky part is that cramps caused by potassium imbalance can sneak up during long walks, gardening, or even while sitting on the couch, which can make people think something serious is wrong when the issue is actually this simple mineral. The good thing is that foods like oranges, potatoes, yogurt, and beans refill potassium surprisingly fast, especially when paired with enough water to help the muscles stay flexible instead of rigid. Many seniors say they notice their legs feel heavier or twitchy when potassium dips lower, but once they adjust their intake, that weird buzzing sensation begins to settle down. It is a nutrient that works quietly behind the scenes but plays such a loud role when the body runs low. And if anyone watching has ever had that moment where the leg cramps just as the foot slides into bed, that is often potassium sending a little signal to fix the balance. Calcium. Calcium is usually associated with bones, but the muscles rely on it just as heavily to coordinate contractions smoothly. And when the body senses low levels, it tightens the muscles in a way that feels sharp and sudden. Seniors often lose calcium more quickly because the body becomes less efficient at absorbing it with age, which is why cramps can show up even in people who swear they drink milk regularly. That tight, almost knotted feeling in the calf or thigh after standing up too quickly can sometimes be traced right back to calcium slipping below optimal levels. Foods like leafy greens, almonds, fortified grains, and dairy all help restore balance without requiring dramatic changes in diet. The nice part is that once calcium levels rise again, the legs often feel more stable, less shaky, and more supported during long walks or stairs. It is fascinating how a nutrient people think they already have enough of ends up being the missing puzzle piece for muscle relaxation. Vitamin D. Vitamin D is the nutrient that makes all the other minerals play nicely together, especially calcium. Because without vitamin D, the body cannot move calcium into the muscles effectively, leaving the legs feeling weaker or more prone to cramping. Many seniors spend less time in direct sunlight, which is where most natural vitamin D comes from. And indoor lifestyles or cloudy seasons can drop levels faster than expected. When vitamin D dips too low, muscles may feel achy or slow to recover, and that uncomfortable tightening during the night becomes more frequent. The encouraging part is that vitamin D is one of the easiest nutrients to raise through gentle sun exposure, fortified foods, and consistent daily intake. Once levels rise, many people describe their legs feeling lighter, more stable, and less prone to sudden locking sensations. It is almost like giving the body permission to use every other mineral correctly again, which is why this nutrient is such an essential part of leg health. Sodium may sound like the odd one out because people hear so often that it should be avoided, but the truth is that muscles need a proper sodium balance to stay hydrated and function smoothly, especially in seniors who drink more water than they replace minerals. When sodium levels drop too low, the legs can cramp even during mild movement because the muscles cannot hold onto the fluid that keeps them relaxed and flexible. It can feel a bit alarming when cramps happen during normal activities, but luckily the solution is usually as simple as balancing electrolytes through soups, mineral-rich broths, or lightly salted meals. The key is not excess sodium but consistent, steady intake so the muscles do not swing from dehydrated to overloaded. People who notice leg cramps after sweating or walking outdoors often discover it is actually a sodium dip rather than fatigue. Once balanced, the muscles regain that comfortable looseness that makes movement feel natural again. B vitamins. B vitamins, especially B6 and B12, help nerves communicate clearly with muscles so they do not misfire and cause sudden cramping sensations that feel like a sharp squeeze from nowhere. Many seniors gradually develop lower B vitamin levels because digestion becomes less efficient with age, and this can show up as tingling legs, twitching, or cramps that seem random. The initial symptoms can feel unsettling, but the uplifting part is that B-rich foods like eggs, poultry, fish, and whole grains often make a significant difference once they are added more consistently. As the body restores these vitamins, the nerves begin firing signals more accurately, which leads to smoother muscle coordination and fewer nighttime cramps. Some people describe it as the legs finally feeling awake again, instead of sluggish or jittery. It is one of the most underrated nutrient groups for seniors, yet one of the most powerful for restoring leg comfort. If any of these nutrients sounded familiar or matched what has been happening in the legs lately, dropping a comment helps others who might be going through the same thing. These nutrients work together like a team, and even one being off can cause those painful midnight surprises. For anyone who found the breakdown helpful, tap like so this video reaches more people who need it, and subscribe for more deep dives into topics that make everyday life easier, stronger, and healthier. And share this video with someone who complains about leg cramps every week. They might quietly thank you after their legs stop fighting them at night.